first meeting in the NCAA tournament between the Hoos and the Hoosiers. Winner will get Tennessee in tomorrow's winner's bracket here in Knoxville. Already tonight, we have seen a national seed be tested right here on this field. NKU was tied 1-1 going into the sixth with Tennessee before the Lady Vols put some distance between them and the Norse. They await now the winner of Indiana and Virginia. Hi again, everybody. Matt Schumacher alongside my partner Amanda Scarborough. We are thrilled to be here in Knoxville. And Amanda, it's already proven to be a competitive regional, which many across the country felt like it could be coming into the weekend. This one, though, many have had circled since the bracket came out.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of close games, including the number 7 national seed Tennessee and Northern Kentucky playing each other really tight. That was a one-run game for a long time, and then that was a 1 versus 4 seed. But how about the 2 versus 3? That's when I feel like things get really spicy. Indiana versus Virginia. This is when you see a lot of upsets and a lot of close games. Kind of a pitching versus hitting matchup that we have between Virginia and Indiana. Indiana has had one of the best offenses in the country for multiple years now under the tutelage or their head coach of Shonda Stanton. They're hitting close to 350 as a team, 81 home runs and 128 stolen bases to lead to 8 runs per game. These are numbers with home runs and stolen bases that you just don't see every day. Power and speed make up this Indiana offense.
And on the flip side, Virginia, they've relied heavily on their pitching, as you've alluded to, won 21 of their first 22 games, winningest regular season with 37 victories since 2004. Team ERA among the best in a very competitive ACC, which sent 8 teams to the NCAA tournament. Virginia pitching versus Indiana hitting. Classic matchup on the diamond. It's 2 versus 3 in the Knoxville Regional. Winner gets Tennessee. First pitch is next.
The NCAA Softball Regionals are presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
For the first time in these programs' histories, they are in the NCAA tournament for the 3rd and 4th straight years in a row, respectively. Indiana was one of the last 4 teams in to the field of 64, though don't tell the Hoosiers that. Don't tell Avery Parker that, as we get a look at the Indiana Hoosiers starting lineup, brought to you by Capital One. Her 53 home runs, a program record. 4-year starter behind the plate for Indiana, told us, I don't know what all this talk about us being last 4 in is about. We're a really good team. We knew we were going to be in the regional, and we're here to win. They will take on a pitcher who has won a lot lately. Courtney Lane, a 1.68 ERA over her last 5 appearances. Give it to the senior in the circle for the opening round of the NCAA tournament.
She's been really good as of late. Good strikeout to walk ratio. One of the best in the ACC.
Misses to Allie Van Brandt. Such an explosive Indiana offense. You saw a little bit of it during our open. They are top 15 in the nation in a host of categories. And Van Brandt, a big part of that. 2-time second team All Big Tenner and was top 10 in the league in almost every major offensive category. Down in the count, 1-2.
It's been incredible, the power that Allie Van Brandt has shown this year with double-digit home runs. Came into Indiana as a slapper and is now swinging away more. You saw her just swing away at that last pitch, a curveball from Courtney Lane in this lefty-on-lefty matchup. Pitching more this year, Courtney Lane has, and she's pitched in her career at Virginia, a senior. He has given quality start after quality start here as of late.
Gets a strikeout of Van Brandt, 1 away.
You see that movement just falls off the table for her drop ball, a pitch that she's developed later in her career to go alongside her rise ball. She came into Virginia with a great rise ball. She still has it, but that drop ball creates a vertical separation that makes that rise ball even better. And her changeup and drop ball tunnel together very well when she changes speeds.
Taking on the junior from Mooresville, Indiana, Alex Cooper, who joined Allie Van Brandt on the second team All Big Ten list.
Well, look at the shift that Virginia has on the infield. We're seeing such big defensive shifts in our game this year, the past several years. 3 infielders on the right side playing Alex Cooper to the pull side. Ooh, I already heard a sit from the dugout. That was a little bit of an off-speed pitch there from Courtney Lane. There's so much film work put in from these teams before they play each other, maybe picking up something in the pre-work about her off-speed pitch. You'll notice as Courtney Lane walks Alex Cooper, when she goes through her windup, she does show the ball out of her glove. Oftentimes you'll see, not oftentimes, it really is independent, pitcher to pitcher, how they're going to present the ball in their windup. Are they going to stay in their glove and hide their grip, or are they going to drop out of their glove and kind of go behind them like Courtney Lane does, that exposes their grip to the opposing team?
Comes in with a team best 2.31 ERA, gets a strike of Avery Parker. The all-time home run leader in Indiana history. 19 homers this year.
Courtney Lane's stuff is moving tonight. You can see it with these swings and misses that she's getting from Indiana's hitters. She has already had 6 swings and misses. 6 swings, excuse me.
In the air to center. Back on it is Hudson. It is gone. Number 20 for Avery Parker. And just like that, a 2-0 game for the Hoosiers.
This is a massive mistake early in this game. Courtney Lane's stuff has been so good. She's gotten these hitters to chase and to swing and miss. There's no reason to the best home run hitter in the lineup to come this close. An 0-2 pitch, belt high, and Avery Parker absolutely demolishes it. 241 feet, 76 miles an hour off the bat. The best home run hitter to ever play at Indiana gets her team on the board first. 6 swings and misses before that. Nobody had even come close to barreling up Courtney Lane. That is such a big mistake for the senior in this game early.
Parker in so many ways is the heartbeat of this program that played in this regional just a couple of years ago. Parker was part of it. Indiana has been to 4 consecutive NCAA tournaments for the first time in program history. As Josie Bird digs in with nobody on, 1 down, and a 2-1 count.
And that's exactly what you want to do in your first game too, is come out, get on the board early, take some pressure off of your pitchers. And everybody in the lineup feels comfortable when you see your senior leader, your captain, like Avery Parker, come up and swing like that. Like, all right, this is what we've seen all year. We can just settle in to Knoxville on the road and be here to make some noise.
Full count to Bird. Back in 2023, Indiana beat Louisville twice in the Knoxville Regional. before falling to Tennessee twice, including in the regional final. And that year, it was just exciting for them to be here. This year, a different mentality. Pop up into right field. Madison Green makes the catch, 2 away.
It is such a different mentality when you establish that in your culture, that the expectation isn't just to make it to a regional. The expectation is to win it, to take a program to places that we have never been before. But when you're just getting there for the first time and experiencing it for the first time, it just hits different than making it a regular thing.
Swing and a miss by Madeline Strader, the starting third baseman for Indiana, which does have some softball history. This is their 11th overall appearance. They have twice been to the NCAA Women's College World Series, though both came back in the 80s. And Amanda, to your point, prior to that 2023 year when they made it here to Knoxville, they had not been to the tournament since 2011. It was a monumental moment for the program. The last few years, they've been knocking on the door of the program's first ever Super Regional. They feel like they've got the depth this year under 9th-year head coach Shonda Stanton to shake some things up and take down a national seed. Oh, 2 count. Strader lays off ball 1.
Well, it's when you look at these two teams and their stats, Virginia has the edge on pitching, Indiana has the edge on offense. Virginia's offensive numbers are just not really close to the same as the power and speed that Indiana has offensively. But Virginia's pitching is really deep. They're experienced with Courtney Lane and Eden Bigham, a couple of seniors that they've relied on and they trust in and have taken them as well back to the tournament.
Virginia played in this regional in 2024. Was that tipped? It was. Donnie Whitehead, our home plate umpire, said that caught the bat, despite Strader believing that was a drop third strike. And now Shonda Stanton wants an explanation. She's coming down to chat with her home plate umpire. There was no hesitation there by Strader. I don't think she thought by any means that ball caught the bat. She was barreling up the first baseline, but back she comes to the plate. Here's a listen.
I heard it, but I thought I heard it live, but maybe it happened so quickly. Maybe it was just hitting off of her glove, but she sure did seem pretty confident that she didn't hit it.
That one's off the bat, fair territory, tough play, and it sails on Bella Cabral. Third baseman had to work quickly as that ball spun awkwardly off the bat of Strader, and Indiana keeps the first inning alive.
Seen some nerves here in this game. Cabral able to stay down on a ground ball that has a ton of spin off the bat. That was the trickiest part of the whole play, right? The throw should have been the easy part. Cabral fields it smoothly, but just cannot come away with that throw. You can just feel the nerves from Indiana in this inning.
It is ruled an error.
For Virginia in this inning.
And now the inning continues for Goins. It's an Indiana team that does have a veteran presence despite all they graduated from last year's regional team. Couple of All-Americans. Haven't missed a beat at the plate this year. Goins, one of those returning vets. So much softball under her belt. Playing at North Carolina State, had never made an NCAA tournament until this year. Runner goes, throw down is getting away and into right field. Up to third goes Strader. And now that ball gets away, and Strader's going to score for Indiana. And the wheels have come off in the first inning for Virginia.
So an error is what got Strader on, and then in typical Indiana fashion, they're going to put her in motion. There's an error there to get her to third base, and then another error right here that is going to score her. So 3 errors with Strader to get around the bases to score another run.
And she reached on an error. This inning could have been over on a ground ball to third base. Virginia head coach Joanna Hardin scratching her head a little bit. Strikeout from Lane sends Goins back to the dugout, but Indiana takes a 3-0 lead, started by Avery Parker's 20th home run of the year.
20 home runs. The Indiana program career home run leader. A 2-run bomb for Parker, and Indiana scores 3 to take the lead.
Back to Knoxville as we take a peek at the Virginia starting lineups, brought to you by Capital One. Macy Eaton leads a veteran-laden Virginia Cavaliers team, first team all-conference, 3-year starter. Has some pop in her bat, and they're going to need it tonight. Indiana plating 3 runs in the first inning, and they give Aubrey Hooks, the freshman from Alabaster, Alabama, a nice cushion with which to work in her opening inning.
Big deal, giving the ball to a freshman from Alabama, and she's been pitching well. High ground ball rate for Aubrey Hooks in the circle, just over a 2 ERA. Great solid freshman season that Aubrey Hooks has had.
It's pretty remarkable for Indiana's pitching staff. You know, we talk so much about all the bats, but their pitching staff has relied on some newbies this year. You think about Ella Trout transferring in, Brooke Mannon transferring in, and this freshman Aubrey Hooks. What a moment for her. You get a start in the NCAA tournament against Virginia.
And you get to go out for your first time with a 3-run lead. Let's get to settle a freshman in real quick.
Jade Hilton leads it off, where she has been so dangerous this year as the leadoff. Rolls it over to second base. And Brandt with the first out of the inning.
There is that ground ball that you're going to see a lot, over a 60% ground ball rate for Aubrey Hooks because of her drop ball that she likes to use over half the time. Really a 3-pitch mix, a drop ball that she leans on a lot, plus a curveball and a changeup. It rolls a lot of ground balls, and she throws with very good velocity, 70, 71 plus with a hard drop down. Will be a lot for these Virginia Barrels to handle.
And she attacks Amanda, throws a first pitch strike almost 60% of the time. If you're Macy Eaton, some of the veterans in this Virginia lineup, how does that inform your approach at the plate tonight?
Got to be aggressive like that. There's 71. And if you're Virginia, knowing that you have a down ball pitcher in the circle, you're thinking about getting your barrel underneath these pitches to try to hit the bottom half of the ball. You're literally, as a hitter, thinking about seeing your barrel hit the bottom half and almost thinking about popping up, but that pop-up against a down ball pitcher turns into a line drive or even a hard ground ball. We'll see if they can get on time. Doesn't throw her changeup a ton, so we'll see if Virginia can get on time with 70, 71 down quickly.
Macy Eaton batting a career high 443 at the plate this year. Average up over 100 points this season. Has always been a dangerous hitter. Back-to-back seasons of 10 homers, 60 RBI. but this year has the average to back up the power.
It's a great take to hold back there, but what Macy Eaton did was really focus on her mental game, and it is changed the way that she approaches her at-bats and the confidence that she brings into the box with her.
3-2, back to Van Brandt. Second baseman makes the second out of the inning.
Next up for the Cavaliers, third baseman, number 30, Bella Cabral.
It's a Virginia team, Amanda, that has been to the NCAA Regional now 3 years in a row. For the first time in program history. They had only been once until this 3-year stretch. And Bella has been a big part of that now in her junior season. Down to the count 0-1 here to Aubrey Hooks.
It's fun to see these senior classes, particularly in Virginia and also Northern Kentucky, take the programs to places that it's never been before. And Virginia's senior class and Northern Kentucky's senior class remind me a lot of each other.
Cabral takes. 3-ball, 1-strike count.
Notice with Courtney Lane and Aubrey Hooks, they both start on the far end of the pitching rubber. For Courtney Lane, it's the far left side. For Aubrey Hooks, it's the far right side. So you see her right foot as far as it can possibly be on that side. It's a place that she feels comfortable. And then when you watch Courtney Lane, the lefty, go out and pitch when Virginia comes back out, if she's still in the circle, you'll notice that she's on the complete left side of the pitching rubber.
Next up, the catcher, number 17.
What side do you like to pitch from?
I like to be right in the middle, but it's funny how it's just a unique particular thing for a pitcher for where they want to start. Oftentimes, if maybe, you know, they like to throw a little bit more in, they start in a certain spot because their ball naturally will move.
Reagan Hickey, first pitch, lines it under the mid of Alex Cooper. Maybe a little bit misplayed there by the Indiana shortstop, and the inning continues for Virginia.
Yeah, we are just seeing a bundle of errors in these last few innings that we have seen. That is a mistake. It's a ball that should absolutely be caught at exit speed of less than 60 miles an hour, and Alex Cooper would tell you she 100% should have this.
Ruled a hit.
Yeah, I don't agree with that at all. I don't know why that would be called a hit. That is an error and a play that Alex Cooper absolutely should be making.
So now Virginia will bring the tying run to the plate in the bottom of the first, after the top half of the inning could not have gone worse for the Hoos. Had 3 errors, gave up a 2-run homer, found themselves in a 3-0 hole. Chance to get some of those runs back, or all of them here, with Cassidy Hudson coming to the plate.
For Virginia, center fielder number 8, Cassidy Hudson.
It's a Virginia team that has dealt with such a roller coaster of a season, including 3 starters missing significant time with injury. Hudson, one of those. Missed 10 games this year, and really only coming into the NCAA tournament was she feeling back to 100% physically. Snap throw down to second by Parker, diving back into the bag, Cabral. 1-1 pitch from Hooks.
Those errors are just so much to deal with. I think Coach Joanna Harden, the Virginia head coach, talked to us about the timing of the injuries and just when it happens. And you just always hear this from teams having to overcome such adversity like that to just key players and leaders on their team.
Down the line and left and foul. Oh, we talked about it, Amanda. This team won 21 of their first 22 games of the season. Dealt with injuries, sputtered a bit, lost 10 of their final 17 regular season games, including a 6-game losing streak in the middle of all that. Overcame it, got into the tournament as an at-large bid after finishing top 6 in the ACC.
This is a Virginia team, because of their senior leadership and experience and the slow build that they had in 2 consecutive NCAA tournament experiences. They had hopes coming into the season that they wanted to try to get a top 16 national seed. That was their expectation. And then they hit that rough spot. They just couldn't get out of their own way and lost some games and had a very tough April, and unfortunately really lost that position to even be a contender for a top 16 national seed, but really feel like this postseason and coming into it, last few games, that they might be playing their best.
3-2. Hudson gloved at short by Cooper. Virginia strands 2. They trail by 3 as we head to the second in Knoxville. Welcome back to the NCAA Softball Championship presented by Capital One. A busy day across the board. Second NCAA tournament win in program history for Stetson, defeating a top 10 overall national seed in Florida State on their home field earlier today. Kendall Wells squarely in the single season home run chase. 1 homer now behind UCLA's Megan Grant. Maya Johnson, boy, has she been special and shined today for mid-major Belmont. 15th shutout victory. Belmont will now take on the #1 overall seed tomorrow, Alabama, in the winner's bracket in Tuscaloosa. And how about UNC Greensboro defeating Clemson for the program's first NCAA tournament win ever? Amanda Scarborough, what a day it has been so far.
UNCG shut out Clemson for that win, so making some noise. Congrats on your first win. It's a big deal. It has just been an awesome day of softball with upset after upset, a lot of close games, and I think that there's just going to be more to come. And we have a lot of softball left. We still have to go to the West Coast after this or maybe it might be in action right now. You get kind of lost in your own regional about what exactly is happening and what time it is, but we still have some more softball left.
We sure do. This is only day 1. Winner of this Knoxville Regional, by the way, would square up with the winner out of Athens in the Supers. Rolled to second off the bat of Brooke Mannon, 1 away. Well, Indiana played 3 runs in the first inning thanks to a 2-run homer by Avery Parker, and then some uncharacteristic defensive woes by Virginia. 3 errors in the first. And that's more errors in the first inning than they had in 49 different games this year. One-0 count to Hannah Haberstroh.
This lefty-on-lefty matchup is tough. Lefties are hitting .228 against Courtney Lane, righties .218, but the difference is the amount of home runs that she's given up against lefties. Only 1 home run allowed against left-handed hitters and 134 batters faced by Courtney Lane. And against the Indiana home run hitting team, that's a number as a Virginia fan that you want to see. And maybe this may be a reason that she got the start today. And the other thing that you have to consider pitching against Indiana is the amount of hit by pitches that they have. They lead the nation in hit by pitches. So oftentimes pitchers wanting to pitch them inside, they're not scared to take one for the team. Just something to keep an eye out for throughout the rest of this game. Stolen base, over 100 stolen bases, high on base percentage because of the hit by pitches, hit for high average, and hit a lot of home runs.
What a catch at first. Macy Eaton, right place, right time. 2 down.
The left fielder, number 15.
Well, it's interesting you bring up some of the lefty-righty splits and Virginia looking for that matchup advantage. As another lefty digs in, Cassidy Kettleman looks at a strike. Joanna Hardin told us that about 3 weeks ago, their staff started to look at possible placements for their regional. Felt like Knoxville might be a landing spot for them. Lined into center. That'll find grass off the bat of the lefty Kettleman. She might be thinking 3. There she goes, motoring into third, a 2-out triple for Cassidy Kettleman. They knew they would face a ton of lefties in this regional, thinking they would only have to contend with the bats of Tennessee, but the bats of Indiana have come to play tonight.
Well, and just taking advantage of mistakes out over the heart of the plate. That was a mistake. Bella Cabral was playing halfway up the line. Virginia had a big defensive shift. Hudson was in left center field. They were playing Kettleman so shallow, so she beat the shift, big shift in the outfield, not anticipating power off of her bat. I mean, Kettleman doesn't have a ton of extra base hits, no home runs for her, no triples, three doubles. But Courtney Lane will get knocked out of this game.
Eden Bigham, who has pitched in this regional before, will take over for Lane. We'll tell you about her when we return. Welcome back to Knoxville, where Indiana's offense has been red hot. A 2-out triple by Cassidy Kettleman. Look at the shift, Amanda, for Kettleman at the plate.
Yeah, this is where the outfielders started. I mean, what a crazy shift, completely opening up center field because Maddie Green was in right center field, Hudson in left center field, closer to Griffith, the left fielder. That's beating the shift.
Bunt dropped down Van Brandt, and she will beat it without a throw. Runners at the corners and 2 down for IU. That was the first triple of the year for Kettleman, kept the inning alive and forced Virginia to go to Bigham here in the second inning.
I'm sure earlier that they wanted to go to her. We're just at the top of the second inning, but first time through the lineup. Now Bigham will face Indiana's top of the order. Allie Van Brandt laid down that beautiful bunt.
Cooper thought about it. Now Van Brandt will just take second without a throw from Hickey.
Indiana is just going to put a lot of pressure on Virginia's defense, taking extra bases, stealing, putting runners in motion. You have a lot to worry about with Indiana's offense because of how dynamic they are.
Rolled the first, easy play for Eaton. That will get Virginia out of the inning. Indiana strands 2, but the Hoosiers offense playing tonight up 3. The race to OKC beginning today. Women's College World Series begins May 28th. We will whittle this field of 64 down to 8. Everyone's still chasing Oklahoma, at least since 2000. The Sooners have won 8 titles. Texas snapped that streak of 4 in a row last year. Sooners falling in the semifinals. Texas winning their first national championship in program history. And this year, Amanda Scarborough, it feels as we enter postseason like this race for a title is as open as we have seen in the last 25 years.
Well, it doesn't matter what you look like or how you get there. You just have to get there because then you give yourself a chance to win a national championship. You know, it doesn't have to be pretty. There's going to be some teams that are fighting through elimination games that still might have a chance to make it to the Women's College World Series. I mean, we saw Texas get run-ruled in the SEC tournament, make it through their regional, and were 60 feet against Clemson in their super regional in Austin away from losing. And then they go on to win a national championship. So you just have to make it there, and it's not easy. But once you do, especially this year, it's wide open for anybody to win.
Think, too, about who Texas beat in the Champ Series last year. They had never been to a super. And then Texas Tech was one game away from winning a national title, falling in Game 3 to Texas. The sport has never had more parity, perhaps. And we've already seen that today with an upset of a national seed. And in our own regional, Tennessee being tested by the Horizon League champ, Northern Kentucky. That game was tied going into the 6th. Winner of this matchup between Indiana and Virginia will get Tennessee in the winner's bracket tomorrow. Loser will face NKU. Call takes ball 3.
And there's just no clear-cut favorite, and it makes it so fun. I mean, we're just in day 1 of the NCAA tournament, and tomorrow is going to be an awesome day, but also a tough day because we start with 64 teams today, and by the end of tomorrow, we already are down to 32. I mean, it happens very quickly in the span of 24 hours. So everybody's happy right now, still in the tournament, but tomorrow is a very serious day because teams start going home and the teams get cut in half.
These are our top 16 national seeds, and also if chalk held, the teams on the left would match up with those teams on the right. In Super Regionals, as Call draws a walk.
The designated player, number 12.
Yeah, and when you looked at the overall bracket that we got on Sunday at the selection show, it seemed really fair, really quote-unquote equitable is what you would call it, region to region. We seeded out 1 through 32 this year for the first time. Of course, top 16 national seeds get to host. But for the first time in our sports history, we seeded 1 through 32, and I think that you could see that play out with how equitable and fair the bracket was top to bottom.
And now time called as Hannah Weismer looked at a ball. So this is if chalk held. 1 seed Alabama would face 16 LSU, so on and so forth. And Amanda, to your point, when the bracket came out and the seeding this year was different, we seeded 1 through 32 this year, something we'd never done before. It did feel like a very balanced field of 64. And there's no guarantee that chalk is going to hold after Florida State already lost today to an unranked Stetson team.
Yeah, no guarantee. There's going to be a lot of teams that have a lot to say tomorrow in those winter bracket games that will start things off. Texas A&M and ASU will play each other, and we're also looking forward to seeing, who Tennessee plays tomorrow. How about Belmont and Alabama playing each other? Belmont, Maya Johnson, the best mid-major pitcher, one of the best pitchers, period, in Division I softball this year, facing Alabama, the number 1 overall national seed tomorrow. I mean, that, we don't know exactly for sure who's starting for Belmont, but we can really assume that Maya Johnson is going to get the start in Tuscaloosa to face the number 1 overall national seed, Alabama. She's had the lowest ERA in the country the entire year.
Weismer's 1-1 off the glove of Hooks. Flip to second. Could be a double play. It is not. But what concentration by Alex Cooper, the shortstop for Indiana, playing that off the ricochet of Hooks' glove.
Yeah, she just kept her feet moving, was breaking toward the middle of the field anyway because that's where the ball was hit, and then had to redirect to be able to stop it and toss it. Indiana has a great double play turning infield. They're one of the best in the country at double plays per game. Had an opportunity here, but good hustle by Weismer to get down the line.
And now Madison Green digs in for Virginia. She is making her first start since April 19th at Clemson in place of the injured Kelsey Hackett, who sustained an injury in the ACC tournament. One of 3 starters that have faced significant injury this year, still missing as Virginia begins its NCAA tournament run. And so it's next woman up for Virginia.
The one good takeaway for Virginia's offense so far is that they've made Aubrey Hooks throw a lot of pitches. Several of these hitters have gone deep into the count, seen full counts, really made her work this first time through to get a good look at her to turn over the order as it's approaching.
Hooks has been so sharp over her last few outings. Just 2 earned runs in the last 12 1/3 innings pitched. And they have put the freshman in some high leverage positions down the stretch. Flared into center, could be tough. Play coming way in to make it is Goins, and almost doubled up Weismer at first. Heady play by Ellie Goins in center for the second out of the inning.
And that ball looked like it had eyes, and Goins had a great break on it. Double play opportunity. That was a chance at first base, but really good break by Goins in center field for the fly ball catch. Looked like it was going to fall.
Little seeing eye single. Virginia with an opportunity here with a runner aboard. Left the pair stranded in the first, including one in scoring position. And they changed the infield single by Reagan Hickey in the first to an error. So the Hoos are still looking for their first hit tonight against Hooks.
Which was the right call. That's a good change to make up for that. That 100% should have been an error.
Meanwhile, a 3-0 count here to Griffith in the 9 spot. The dangerous Jade Hilton at the top of the order looming for the Cavaliers. And a 2-out walk to flip the lineup back over for Virginia. And again, in the bottom of the second, the tying run will come to the plate with 2 outs.
Shortstop number 10, Jade Hilton.
3 walks drawn by Virginia in this game, and what an opportunity for Virginia here with 2 on and to turn over the order. Jade Hilton's going to get her second look at Aubrey Hooks, and talked about Avery Parker being the home run hitter for Indiana, the best to ever come through the program. That's Jade Hilton for Virginia. Can tie up this game with 1 swing.
She has been scuffling uncharacteristically a little bit coming into this tournament. Just 2 for her last 18. Talked about simplifying her approach. Coming into the Knoxville Regional, deep into the Knoxville night. It's a 3-run bomb to tie the game in the bottom of the second off the bat of Jade Hilton. Talk about the right time to get hot. Jade Hilton ties it at 3 apiece.
The home run hitters are doing home run hitter things. Jade Hilton letting that one get deep, getting on time and sending it to right center field. That was a mistake. I mean, to a home run hitter like Jade Hilton, you can't make that mistake. That's a freshman mistake, though, by Aubrey Hooks. Even got herself into this situation with walks down at the bottom of the order. Virginia turns over the order, passes the bat to Hilton, and lets her tie this thing up.
And Amanda, midway through this half inning, you talked about Virginia's offense maybe feeling some confidence, forcing tough at-bats. They've been ahead with each batter that's come to the plate until now in this inning. Forcing Hooks to throw those extra pitches, almost up to 50 here in the second.
You know, we had talked to Joanna Harden, head coach for Virginia, and asked her, you know, if you just could talk to Jade Hilton and kind of help her get out of this funk, like what would you want to say to her? And Coach Harden said, you know, just be that little kid that started playing the game when you were 3. Just have joy when she's playing. Play with joy. Jade Hilton is a player that genuinely loves softball, and still wants a chance to play in the AUSL and become a professional softball player. Had it in her mind her senior season, you know, what this senior season could be after a monster year as a junior last year. And sometimes you put more pressure on yourself as a hitter. And so Coach Harden just wanted her to play free, play with joy, play pretty much like that swing that we just saw tie up this game. And look at the smile on her face. Like, that's the joy and that little kid spirit that Coach Harden wanted to see from Jade Hilton.
One of 4 All-Americans in program history has changed the dynamic of this game with one swing of the bat. After somewhat of an ominous first inning for Virginia, all of a sudden the Hoos right back in it the very next inning. 1-2 count to Macy Eaton. In the air to left. Back on it, Haberstroh, and makes the catch a few paces in front of the wall. Jade Hilton delivers with 2 outs in the second.
Very likely going to have her number retired at Virginia because of her impact that she's had on this program and her impact on this game, tying it up.
Back in the first inning, Avery Parker comes to the plate. Bam! Deep shot for Indiana, her team-leading 20th home run of the year to dead center. Gave the Hoosiers a 2-0 lead. They would close the first inning with a 3-0 lead. It's now tied at 3 as we get set to start the third. And as we alluded to, Amanda, she's the heartbeat of this program, now in their 4th consecutive NCAA tournament.
I mean, look at these numbers. The home runs, the RBIs, program records, leaving her mark on this program. Captain for the first time. You see all that C on her uniform. The other thing that you see on her uniform is the number 18. She wears that number 18 for Peyton Manning. And she just had a feeling that they were going to come here to play at Tennessee. But 18, Peyton Manning, synonymous here next to the orange.
Grew up a Colts fan from Westfield, a suburb of northern Indianapolis. And you mentioned the C on her chest. That's something they've never done before in the previous 8 seasons that Shonda Stanton was the head coach here at Indiana. And we asked her, well, why this year? What about this team? And she said Avery Parker was a big reason for it. The type of kid she is, the character that she has, the respect that she garners on this team. And she has her 27th hit by pitch this year, which ties the national lead. She giggled to us about that too. She's like, I don't think I crowd the plate that much.
30, Josie Bird.
It's that elbow guard. You just aren't as scared to take one for the team when you have a piece of equipment that's covering that elbow area. And I'm sure it's frustrating for Eden Bigham, thinking, where is that inside corner for me with my rise ball? I'm trying to throw her up and in, because with that home run power, when you go in, you got to go in.
Jada Ellison will come into pinch run, and she is dynamite on the base paths. 18 stolen bags this year, almost all exclusively as a pinch runner. She comes in to do one thing: swipe a bag.
Puts the pressure on the redshirt freshman Reagan Hickey back behind the plate. Have another big shift out in the field for Virginia as well, with Alex Call playing on the left side of second base, so playing Bird as a pull hitter. And so if there is a steal, then Alex Call, the second baseman, will be covering from the shortstop side.
A lot to think about if you're in the field right now for Virginia, who has already committed 3 errors tonight. 1-2 to Bird. It's just such a deep Indiana lineup. All 9 of their hitters batting above 300 this year. They have 7 players on the roster with at least 10 stolen bases. It's the dynamic combination of power and speed for IU. Bird got a piece of it, only play at first, scooped and fired at short by Hilton. They had 1 down.
A bit of an off-speed pitch there by Eden Bigham, a pitch that she's developed over the course of her career at Virginia. You know, all these pitchers in this Virginia staff have just, and Indiana likewise, they just continue to develop and build new pitches. And something that Eden Bigham wanted to work on when she got to Virginia was finding a new changeup. Her mom was a pitcher at Liberty, and they actually played at the same high school, so her mom taught her a 3-knuckle changeup. And when she got to Virginia, they're like, all right, this knuckle, it's just not going to fly, because we think that everybody's going to pick up on the knuckles and pick the pitches. There's her mom, Katie. So her mom taught her that 3-knuckle changeup, and then there's like, all right, we got to try something different. And they've tried a different changeup every year, trying to find just what could work the best for her. And she's settled into this one that she throws about 20% of the time.
Probably too much video nowadays to throw that 3-knuckle change. But back in the 90s when Mom was playing, that 3-knuckle change made her a Hall of Famer at Liberty. Beautiful bunt drop down by Strader. Tough play at first. It is made by Reagan Hickey. Had to be a perfect throw from the Virginia catcher. It was 2 down as Ellison moves to third.
So thought that she was going to get tested trying to catch somebody stealing, but trying to steal first, essentially, with a quick bunt. And Reagan Hickey, the redshirt freshman, steps up with a beautiful throw on the money, super quick, great footwork to get around that for an important out as Strader tried to surprise everybody. Just another aspect that you have to be paying attention to if you're the Virginia defense. They steal bases, lay down bunts, drop bombs, get hit by pitches. I mean, there's a lot coming at you if you're on the Virginia defense.
1-0 count to Goins.
So Eden Bigham is going to be more up in the zone, which is going to be tough with the Indiana offensive power and the home run power that they have. She's going to throw a rise ball, curve ball, as well as that changeup that we talked about. But that rise ball is the pitch that she came into Virginia with, able to throw that pitch on multiple levels and develop some things down in the zone with her curve and change.
Lined into center, off the bat of Goins and gone! Indiana regains the lead.
Goins is an exceptional defender in center field, and anything that they get out of her bat, they absolutely love, especially a home run on the changeup. We're just talking about Bigham developing that pitch, having to show a power hitting team like Indiana something different, but that was right down the heart of the plate. Goins isn't fooled at all, and she responds with that one swing to give Indiana back the lead.
That is just the second earned run allowed by Bigham over her last 4 appearances. But this Indiana offense, Amanda, you just rattled off all the statistics, the speed, the bunt ability, getting hit by pitches, putting pressure on the defense, and of course swinging the bats that makes the Hoosiers offense so dangerous. Helped them finish 4th in the Big Ten this year. And they have been among the nation's best all year with 2 outs. Doing it again with 2 outs here in the 3rd.
Well, and Virginia's pitchers, their senior veteran pitchers, have to be better in 2-strike counts. The Avery Parker home run was an 0-2 count. The Goins home run, a 1-2 count. But Allie Goins got herself a mistake, and Indiana was able to capitalize on a free pass. That hit by pitch comes back to haunt Virginia. Goins, a pitcher's count. She gets a mistake out over the heart of the plate. It's a changeup, and she sends it out of here.
It is amazing, the offensive explosion that we have seen this year. Meanwhile, Shauna Stanton and home plate umpire Donnie Whitehead going over something on the lineup card. Did see Ella Trout go to the bullpen for Indiana. They've also been adjusting their left and right fielder at times tonight. Hannah Haberstroh and Cassie Kettleman have at times flip-flopped, though that's particularly come when Jade Hilton has come to the plate.
I don't love meetings like that because we're left wondering what the heck is going
We're just up
on
here to
and
speculate.
what crazy rule or lineup change is happening that we're going to have to catch up on, but we'll figure it out. We're all in this together here tonight.
Bella Cabral with an 0-1 count. You think about, Amanda, too, like all the records, the program records that are being broken around the country right now. Megan Grant, Jordan Woolery at UCLA. Oklahoma, of course, breaking their own records, Division I records. This is launched in the right, playable, and caught by Haberstroh.
Well, and we're seeing home runs go 300 feet. I mean, center field is 220. Left and right field here are 200. And some of these home runs are 260 feet and beyond. I mean, a Katie Stewart home run over at Texas, or Kendall Wells home run over at OU. They've hit home runs at 300 feet. As UCLA and OU, team-wise, are likely to be in a race until the very end to see who's going to have the new D1 team record. And that was shattered. Was that in April that we were in Oklahoma? Yeah. We were there for that when Oklahoma first broke it, and still had an entire month left to play.
One down, base is cleared for Reagan Hickey. Well struck ball, finds the grass, a 1-out single for the Virginia starting catcher.
But I do think because of the offensive explosion, and I've been saying this, I think it makes for very unpredictable games, and the importance of having the last at bat and having the home field advantage has never been more important. It's always been important. It's always been a key. You want that home field advantage for regionals and super regionals. But this year, when offense is exploding, you want to be the one that has the final 3 outs and a chance to answer back and walk it off.
Certainly we saw that in game 1 of our regional today. 1-1 game going into the 6th. Tennessee, the home team, they get a home run from Elsa Morrison to take the lead. They tack on another run and they escape what could have been the second upset by a national seed at the hands of an unranked mid-major. Instead, Tennessee in the winner's bracket awaits the winner of Indiana, Virginia for our first of 3 games tomorrow here in Knoxville. Fly ball, shallow center, and calling everyone off is Kettleman in left. 2 down.
Well, and it's just felt like the strike zone has been smaller. And I don't know if there's actual data to prove that, or does it just feel smaller because the hitters have been so offensive? Like, is it just a feel thing, or is it an actual thing that our strike zone has been smaller? But a lot of people have been talking about that as well, that pitchers feel like they're getting squeezed, having to come more on the plate.
Call, dribble to third, scooped and fired by Strader. Hooks pitches around a 1-out single. Indiana with a 2-run lead as we head to the 4th.
For the Cavaliers.
Welcome back to the NCAA Softball Regional presented by Capital One. Game 2 of our night here in Knoxville featuring Virginia and Indiana. We're now talking with Hoosier head coach Shonda Stanton. Coach, 2023, your program makes their first trip to a tournament since 2011. Happy to be there, but your girls talked about coming into this regional with a mindset to win. From your standpoint as the head coach, what's the mentality of this group this weekend?
Well, first, thanks to Tennessee. They're always great hosts. Thank you to the NCAA. Glad to have you guys in the booth. Proud of our group. We expect victory. We were on a mission this year, mission 40+, and they're just getting the job done. They show up. They're caring. They're competent. They're really good at what we do, and we get after it, and we want to win ball games.
Coach, when this offense, it's at its best, how would you describe how your offense operates?
We're free, loose, we're locked in, we understand advantage counts, we understand what we're hunting, we stick to a game plan, we go out there and we're just ferocious at the plate. Get to play a little small ball, hopefully we'll get the run game going. It's a great offense, lights, camera, action, hopefully we'll shine a little bit more. We're gonna need it, right? These are 2 great teams.
Is there a freer swinger in your lineup than Avery Parker?
She's special, right? Our career home run leader, our career RBI leader. Playmakers make plays. Our kid did it, their kid did it. Stay tuned, this is a heck of a ball game. This is gonna be an incredible region. We got such a competitive region. So don't change that channel. Go IU. I'm proud to be the Hoosier coach. We're proud of the way everybody competes here. Softball, man, it's where it's at right now.
Coach, love it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Go IU.
Well, everybody at home, you heard it from Shonda Stanton. Don't change that dial. It has been a uber competitive day of softball across the country. Field of 64. Opening round getting kicked off earlier today, and winner of this game will advance to the winner's bracket of the Knoxville Regional. And they have been ferocious at the plate tonight. 3 for 7 with 2 outs. Finding ways to do damage when they're behind in counts.
I like that word. I haven't heard a coach use that adjective to describe an offense before, and I like it. Lights, camera, action, ferocious offense.
Good play at third. Cabral dodging the third base bag. Makes it with a backhanded attempt, 1 out.
Well, and Shonda Stanton is going to be the head coach of the Chicago Bandits in the AUSL this summer. Her general manager of the Bandits is our very own Jenny Dalton Hill, Arizona great. She'll be coaching this summer with the Chicago Bandits, one of the 6 AUSL teams, so she'll be a great addition to the league with her energy.
Cabral in from third, a sidearm sling. 2 nice plays in the hot corner by Cabral. Saturday morning, the PGA Championship heats up with 3rd round coverage beginning at 10 Eastern on ESPN. Watch the contenders make their move towards Sunday. Catch all the action streaming on the ESPN app as well.
When you've seen the adjustments offensively that Indiana was able to make so quickly. I mean, I'm going back to Courtney Lane starting this game and striking out Allie Van Brandt, and she had some swings and misses and chases that were like, whoa, Courtney Lane is in a zone. And in that first inning, Indiana had 10 swings and misses. They've only had 1 swing and miss since. So quickly being able to make adjustments. And it was Alex Cooper after that Van Brandt strikeout that drew the walk. And then Avery Parker in an 0-2 count hitting a home run. And Indiana quickly responded after that one strikeout.
Two-run lead for Indiana here in the top of the 4th. Back to the top of the order with Van Brandt.
And this is a team, as we've talked about together, Matt, that puts in a lot of time and effort into the weight room. That's a big part of their home run pop and their speed, their overall athleticism. Big part of the culture here at Indiana, and Allie Van Brandt, big part of that.
She is the CEO of the Rats, according to Shonda Stanton. You got a lot of sayings around the IU softball program. One of them is gym rats. They want everybody in the program to be one. You mentioned the weight room being a big part of the culture. Van Brandt's weight room numbers, the way she takes care of her body, her nutrition, her sleep, she is dialed in and leads the charge in that regard in this highly explosive program. Lays off the 2-2, full count.
Her mom played softball and volleyball in college, and her dad played baseball in college. And she just has continued to grow her power, going from a slapper to really a true left-handed power hitter that can also lay down a bunt too, and that's a scary part. She draws a walk there. When she gets to first base, she has so much speed, she can quickly take second. So you're talking about a dynamic, fast, explosive player in Allie Van Brandt that's really changed her game since she stepped foot on campus. That home run pop.
Shortstop, number 31, Alex Cooper.
She can swipe a bag too. 24 stolen bases this year and 27 attempts for Van Brandt. And she added another one to that tally earlier tonight. 0-1 count to Alex Cooper. Popped up left side, it'll find the seats out of play.
It is hard to believe with this Indiana offense that they were one of the last 4 in with Georgia Tech, Marshall, and Michigan. And they did say, we talked about it earlier, that they were surprised by that. They showed up to Selection Sunday to watch, the bracket get revealed, and they felt like they were a lock. So they were surprised to see that they were one of the last 4 in.
One of the few blemishes on their resume this year was that they did not have a top 25 victory. 0-6 against ranked opponents. They did win 7 of their 8 Big Ten regular season series. The one loss was a sweep to UCLA. So that was held against them a little bit when it came to Selection Sunday and at-large selection. They aren't playing like a last 4 team in, though. You heard Coach talk about 40-plus being the mission. This is now the 3rd time in the last 4 years they've won 40-plus games. Something that had not been done with this kind of regularity in a long, long time at the University of Indiana. In the air to left. Jaden Griffith makes the catch, and that'll end Indiana's bid in the 4th. Who's down 2 as we head to the home half in Knoxville?
Indiana, and the top of the 4th inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 runner left on base.
Back in Knoxville, Indiana and Virginia battling for a spot in the winner's bracket to take on host Tennessee tomorrow. We're now joined by Virginia head coach Joanna Harden. Coach, always appreciate your time. Third straight trip to the NCAA tournament. Was not a foregone conclusion for your team this year. There was a stretch where you lost 6 games in a row. You've had 3 starters missing time with injury, but you're here. How would you describe the journey your team has been on this season?
Man, there's nothing we haven't faced. I mean, super resilient. We've been through the highs, the lows. We've had emotional letdowns. We've been physically exhausted. Like, we've been through it all. So we're grateful to be here. It's totally a gift, and it's just been fun. This whole trip has been fun, and I think we just really appreciate the time that we have. So it's a lot of motivation to keep getting after it, to keep grinding, keep knocking, and just come out here and compete hard.
Coach, what's your message to your pitchers and defense facing an Indiana offense with both speed and power?
Yeah, I think we've just made a few mistakes, and they've gotten all of them. All 3 home runs this game have been followed by some free passes, so we just got to clean it up a little bit, and I mean, just keep swinging, keep knocking. Indiana's a great offense. We knew that. They're going to run, they're going to create havoc, and we've kind of shot ourselves in the foot a couple times. There's a lot of game left. We got, 12 outs to play with, and we're gonna hustle, and we're gonna get after it until the 7th inning. So. Yeah, just keep going, keep knocking. That's what we keep knocking. Eventually a door's going to open up.
Coach, appreciate your time.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. Go Hoos.
Pretty remarkable the run that her program has been on. Prior to that 2023 season, they hadn't been to the NCAA tournament in a long time, since 2010. And that was the only other trip to the NCAA tournament for Virginia. And now they've been 3 years in a row, coming off their winningest regular season campaign since '04. Trying to mount a comeback here late against Indiana. High pop up to start the inning for Weismer, 1 down.
Right fielder, number 27, Madison Green.
It was interesting. We had a chance to chat with, of course, Joe Harden, but also a number of her players yesterday, including Eden Bigham, who has been in relief in the circle the last handful of innings for Virginia. And she told us during that 6-game losing streak, Amanda, it felt like they couldn't win a game. There was a mentality that they had to overcome as a group. Line deep into left center. It is gone off the scoreboard. Madison Green, in her first start since April 18th, brings Virginia within 1 in Knoxville.
That's the first home run of the year.
Now you heard the announcer say it, first home run of the year for Green. She had 2 mistakes in this at-bat. A pitch right down the heart of the plate she didn't swing at, and then she gets another one from Aubrey Hooks and does not miss it. 75 miles an hour off the bat, 235 feet, a line drive, no doubter from Maddie Green, getting to celebrate with her teammates, and Virginia not going away.
And we asked Eden Bigham, what'd you take away from that experience, feeling like you couldn't win a game, and then going and sweeping NC State? She said, we have been through it all. We are battle-tested. Anything we see in this tournament, we won't be fazed by. Virginia's had a response each time Indiana has gone up on them tonight. And now within 1, you're in the bottom of the 4th.
Hooks has done a nice job earlier in this game. First career home run for Maddie Green, of course, first this season. But Aubrey Hooks was doing a nice job of living more on the edges. But as this game has gone on and she's gone deeper into this game, starting to make more mistakes over the heart. There's another one right there, actually. I mean, that's right down the middle of the plate. And with the speed that she throws at, doesn't get a ton of swings and misses. And the speed that she throws at, if Virginia gets on time, she doesn't throw a lot of changeups. If they get on time to these mistakes, they're going to hit it a long way like they have.
Rolled to second. Van Brandt on the first, 2 down. At what point do you start to think about making a change if you're Shonda Stanton and Shanda Bell?
Yeah, honestly, I would now. I mean, with a deep pitching staff. I didn't know that Coach Bell was going to be coming out of the dugout. I would now, third time through the order with Jade Hilton, the home run hitter, entering into this game. And Indiana has some options. You know, both staffs, they come up with a great plan to have a starter, to have a bridge pitcher, and to have a closer in the high leverage innings. I mean, they have a plan for this, and now it's time to execute it. It has come into this game.
Earlier today, Tennessee was in a battle against Northern Kentucky, the champs out of the Horizon League, playing in just their second NCAA tournament in program history. It was a 1-1 game entering the 6th. Lady Vols avoiding the upset. Now they await the winner of Indiana-Virginia in the winners bracket. Loser of this game will face NKU in our first of 2 elimination games on Saturday. Networks to be announced later, but the game times are set: 3, 5:30, and 8 tomorrow here in Knoxville. And you mentioned Taylor Hess having a role. Coach told us throughout the season she has been their firewoman. She comes in to put out fires and get Indiana deep into the game where they can close it out. She's going to try to do that here in the bottom of the 4th.
Yeah, that's their own unique name for that bridge pitcher or that middle relief pitcher that's going to get the starter some help and then be able to toss the ball to the closer to finish the game. When you watch Taylor Hess throw, she's going to give a different look, a very different look than what you saw from Aubrey Hooks. Aubrey Hooks, of course, coming from the right-hand side, throwing 70.
Oh, this is lasered into center. Jade Hilton with her 2nd home run of the game. Ties it at 5. Her last 4 hits have left the yard. 2 of them here tonight in Knoxville.
To change up, it is actually on the corner a little bit, but Hilton just is not fooled at all. 81 miles an hour off the bat, went 266 feet, and Hilton strikes again, tying up this game for the 2nd time with her home run swing. My goodness, and what a blow, right? Indiana making that pitching change for the top of the order, thinking, all right, we got to give them a different look. And so for Hilton to barrel one up, send it out of here, that's a big blow to Indiana's momentum and their game plan pitching-wise.
First 2 home run game of the season, 5th of her career. Keep knocking, said Joe Harden when we chatted with her at the beginning of this inning. Her team has, and now the Hoos have tied it again. Macy Eaton, don't sleep on her bat. In the air down the left field line, chasing it is Kettleman. And she made the catch up against the wall. That ends the inning for Indiana. But a pair of homers for Maddie Green and Jade Hilton tie it up at 5.
Green's first career home run, and then Hilton, the Virginia home run queen. 2 home runs in this inning, and we're all tied up.
Matt Schumacher, the 2-time All-American. Amanda Scarborough with you. Brand new game again here in the 5th, and that catches Parker. 2nd time tonight she's been hit. 29th time of the year. And Indiana has the go-ahead run aboard with nobody out in the 5th.
Number 30, Josie Bird.
5 home runs in the game combined between these 2 teams. Parker has 1 of them. We've seen 7 today, if you include Tennessee's pair of home runs earlier today. Amanda, I think that's called being on brand for the theme of college softball this year. The offensive explosion. Jade Hilton has 2 of the 7 home runs today, both in this game, both significant. her last, tying it up at 5. In the bottom of the 4th. Peyton Drummond pinch running at first. Josie Bird at the dish.
And Peyton Drummond is a familiar face because we both saw her this summer at Little League Softball. You saw her at the regional supporting her sister Drew Drummond, who not only got to compete in the Little League Softball regional, but made it to the Little League Softball World Series, where Peyton was there cheering her on in the stands and the rest of the team.
Trying to avoid a double play ball here. Cabral at second. Yes, they get Drummond. Bird is safe at first.
And the Indiana Little League Softball World Series team made it all the way to the championship game. That is Peyton and Drew. And they ended up losing. They were the World Series runners-up, but they were playing on ABC, the most watched Little League Softball World Series game ever on ABC, and get to watch it on ABC again this summer.
It was a family affair, too, because Dad JR was the manager of that team, and he was a punter at Indiana back in the early 2000s. Now he's getting to watch Peyton with Indiana here in the NCAA tournament, coach his younger daughter, Drew, to a World Series at the Little League level.
It's pretty cool, right?
Talent in that Drummond household.
A lot of talent. And Peyton was cheering on Drew, and now it's going to be Drew's time to cheer on Peyton. She's expected to be here this weekend and get to watch her sister play.
0-2 misses upstairs to Madeline Schrader. Goes after it, a strikeout for Bigham, 2 down in the 5th.
Center fielder, number 16, Ellie Cohen.
Bigham just popping the mitt here with her rise ball in the outside corner. It moves a little bit away from Schrader as well. Gets a swing and miss. It's Eden Bigham's first strikeout of her relief outing.
Gave up a home run earlier tonight to Ellie Goins. At the plate now with a runner on. In the air to center. Could it go? Yes, sir! Second home run of the night for Ellie Goins. And Indiana leads again in Knoxville.
Indiana has walked twice and gotten on with 2 hit-by pitches, and they continue to make Virginia pay for these mistakes. Second time that the hit-by pitch has come around to score on an Ellie Goins home run. First pitch she sees, she just releases the barrel on it. What a free swing. You want to know what a free swing looks like? Go back and watch Ellie Goins in that replay, swinging early in the count. And just Indiana answers back again.
Going, gone. Off the bat of Ellie Goins. Second career game with 2+ homers. There's now a pair of players in this game with 2 homers, one on each side of the field.
And the thing is, none of these are wind aided. The wind is blowing, if it could blow like negative miles an hour, I think that that's what the wind would be right now. I mean, it is no help to the wind at all. These are all barrels on time. And really, the few mistakes that Virginia's pitchers have made, Indiana has just been so ready for them. That pitch to Goins was right down the heart of the plate. Indiana is just not missing and making Virginia's pitchers be perfect. I mean, zero help.
Quiet air tonight. This is off the bat of Mannon in the right field. Good play there by Madison Green. But Indiana recaptures the lead with the long ball.
This is going to be a game that Ellie Goins remembers. In a regional, game 1 on a Friday, a 2-home run game for Ellie Goins to again give Indiana the lead.
Shonda Stanton is excited to join the AUSL this upcoming season beginning June 9th. She will be the head coach of the Chicago Bandits, which is general managed by our ESPN colleague, Jenny Dalton-Hill. And boy, did Shonda light up yesterday when we got to ask her, Amanda, about the opportunity to coach in this new pro league that just continues to expand and create opportunities to grow the game of softball.
Yeah, it's absolutely thriving right now. This will just be the second season in this traditional format in the AUSL. Had a great summer last summer and just continuing to build and expand, as you mentioned. Last summer we had 4 teams. This summer we're going to have 6 teams. But asked her, why do you want to coach in the AUSL? And she said, I want to be around the best. I want to be around the elite. It's fun. I'm going to grow. I want to be a part of history. So doing it for all the right reasons.
Cabral pops it up foul territory. Bird is there, 1 down.
And of course, we have Carlin Pickens at this regional as well at Tennessee, who was the #1 overall draft pick. We're going to have a ton of games on the ESPN networks this summer, June, July. The championship series will complete at the end of July at Davis Diamond in College Station, Texas. And one of those championship series games will be the first professional softball game on ABC. Just an exciting time in our sport. You know, we talked about Peyton Drummond from Indiana, her sister Drew, playing at the Little League Softball World Series. We saw record viewership at the Little League Softball World Series. We saw the most watched Women's College World Series in 2025 on record. And I mean, the pro level, we're seeing record engagement and viewership as well. So really at every single level, the Little League level and youth, the college level and professional level, our sport really is just thriving right now. And it's so fun to watch and be a part of it.
Indeed it is. And mayhem, as we affectionately call it, the field of 64 here on the dirt, it just keeps getting better. The parity in the game, the talent in the game.
There's a quote that somebody that worked in softball at ESPN had said, Jonathan McDonald. It was even on one of our shirts, that there are those who love softball and those who just don't know that they love it yet. Because once you watch it, you fall in love with it. And you hear that story over and over and over again of different fans, maybe watching Indiana play for the first time on TV and be like, man, I need to watch more of this next season, or doing the same thing for Virginia. People get hooked with this sport, and they're going to be along for the entire postseason now.
Of course, Nyjah Kennedy was such a big pull last year, bringing Texas Tech to within 1 game of winning their first national championship ever. We had a chance to call her senior day. Her head coach, Jerry Glasgow, told us, I can't tell you how many people came up to me after our run of the World Series and said, I had never watched a softball game in my life, but I drove to Oklahoma City to watch your girls play, and now I'm coming to every regular season game.
There's something that's just really captivating about it. I think it's a smaller field. It's the way that we pitch. There's a lot of people that probably grew up watching baseball and had a connection with an MLB team, or maybe played it when they were younger, or played softball when they were younger. And so you just watch softball and you see the way that we pitch. I hear that over and over and over again. You girls throwing underhand. How did your arm not fall off? But the athlete, everybody's so athletic. The game is so fast. And it's just an incredible sport that once you watch it, you really do fall in love with it.
There is a great energy to it that just elevates too. Once you get into May, postseason, and a trip to Oklahoma City on the minds of everyone at the regional this weekend.
Well, it's your dream when you're a little kid. You grow up watching it. So many games are televised now, but every game at the Women's College World Series has been like that for over a decade now, and young girls have been able to fall in love with probably over 2 decades, actually, every game at the World Series, maybe more. But little girls grow up wanting to play at the Women's College World Series and step onto that field in Oklahoma City. And Indiana has that goal. Virginia has that goal. Northern Kentucky still has that goal alive, as well as Tennessee, of course. And they're on a mission to get there. And today's the first day of regionals. This is where it all starts.
Hoosier softball program has twice been to the World Series, both in the 80s. 3-2 foul territory at third. Was that caught? Yes, it was. Madeline Strader, are you kidding me? Flushing the leather in the hot corner to end the inning for Indiana.
The other thing about softball players, they are always willing to put their body on the line on defense. They'll do anything for an out, especially in a high-scoring game like this. Every out matters to stay in the winner's bracket here in Knoxville.
Knoxville trails only College Station and Durham so far tonight. Still some softball to play here in terms of home runs total in all games played at the regional so far. In this game, we've had 9 hits, 6 of those homers between Virginia and Indiana. Matt Schumacher, Amanda Scarborough with you, and a new pitcher in the circle for Virginia. It is the lefty specialist, Taylor Smith, coming in here to start the top of the 6th.
Another freshman that we're going to see pitch today, and it's a high leverage moment, and that is what Joanna Harden loves about Taylor Smith, putting her in these high leverage moments even as a freshman.
Taking on the pinch hitter, Allie Gavin. Smith, so heavily relied upon despite being a freshman this year.
Throws with some good velocity, has an elite rise ball and curveball, and a bit of an inconsistent changeup. Actually is built up velocity and throwing with her curveball at times into lefties, hitting 68 miles an hour with that pitch. But likely she's entering into this game. It's late in the game. Coach Harden wants her in these high leverage situations, but also loves her against lefties, as you mentioned. Supposed to be 3 lefties due up in this inning, but decided to pinch hit Gavin here for Haberstroh to break things up. Probably a little chess move back to put in a right-handed pinch hitter against Taylor Smith as she gets her first strikeout. This is going to be that elite rise ball. Look at her, just a freshman, waste no time, go right at Gavin with her rise ball. 3 pitches, a strikeout. 3 pitches, a strikeout, and the freshman wasting no time.
And with that strikeout, she's allowed just 1 earned run in her last 10 2/3 innings pitched. That includes a 5-inning no-hitter against North Carolina State. This was her longest outing of the year so far.
This is why she is in versus lefties, hitting 134 off of her. Righties are hitting 216. A couple of lefties due up.
Well, her head coach, Joanna Harden, Amanda, said she's always had the it factor and the stuff. 15 to 16 inches of break. It was just about putting it together, and she has over the last couple of weeks of the season.
She said, Taylor Smith, know that name emphatically. Just a freshman, but gave her the ball against Virginia Tech in the quarterfinals game of the ACC tournament, pitching in front of 1,800 people, the biggest crowd, night game at her home field that Virginia got to host the ACC tournament.
Walk drawn by Kettleman will turn the lineup over for Indiana. Allie Van Brandt will come to the plate for the 4th time.
You had mentioned that Virginia was 3 weeks ago prepping to be here in Knoxville to potentially face a Tennessee team that has a lot of lefties, and didn't know that Indiana would be here, clearly, but they also have quite a few lefties in their lineup. But Taylor Smith was a big part of that strategy and game planning. to get her to throw in the past 3 weeks against a lot of left-handed hitters and left-handed dominant lineups. So they've been prepping for this, not since the beginning of the season, but for 3 weeks, anticipating being here and likely facing or hoping to face Tennessee in this regional with all their lefties, and knowing Taylor Smith would be a big part of that.
Gave her extra practice over these last 3 weeks against lefties in preparation for the Knoxville Regional, taking on a lefty here in Indiana's leadoff woman, Allie Van Brandt. He's already reached twice tonight, including on a bunt single.
What great insight, too, for Coach Harden to share with us. You know, like, coaches don't have to give us that information or tell us that, but I just think it's so cool to get into the mindset of a coach and a coaching staff of what really goes into a season in preparation for the postseason, right? They're thinking a month out, 3 weeks out, game planning for what might be yet to come to get their team the most prepared for any situation that they'll face and put their team in the best position to win.
Who's have never been to a super regional. This is their 4th trip to the NCAA tournament all time, 3rd in a row. They have won 4 games in their program's history in the NCAA tournament, including here in Knoxville. 2 wins over Miami of Ohio back in 2024. Fell to Tennessee in the regional final that year. It's a group that has tasted the opportunity to make it to the next round. 1 game away. They do return a handful of players from that 2024 regional team. Such familiarity with this Knoxville pod. And now a 3-2 count to Van Brandt.
Virginia had some pretty heartbreaking losses in last year's regional at Columbia, South Carolina, when they faced UNF, lost both games to them in the late innings. Actually had the lead in the 6th inning and ended up blowing that lead. So you know that if you're Virginia, you remember how your season ended last year, and you use that as motivation to come into this regional in hopes to write a different story.
Another payoff coming to Van Brandt, who's put together an excellent at-bat here with 1 down. Oh, and that catches her upstairs. And Van Brandt looks to be okay. Knocked her helmet off kilter.
Just 8 hit by pitches for Van Brandt now this season.
Next up, the shortstop, number 31, Alex Cooper.
Barely getting out of the way. I mean, that was headed for her face, ends up hitting the visor of her helmet. How scary this is. Look at how this almost got in there, but her helmet and that lip around the jaw area ends up saving her. That is scary.
Runner goes, snap throw down to third, tag not applied. What a slide by Kettleman. Head first around the tag of Cabral. This Indiana team so savvy on the base paths.
Was this a hit by run with or hit and run with the big chase of Cooper? Look at her get around that tag. Athleticism, leaning more on her right shoulder, picking up her left hand. We'll see if maybe there's going to be a review, possibly.
Either that or Joanna Harden just wants to get her defense together again. Amanda, we saw this in the 1st inning. You know, some free passes, some errant defense by Virginia, and all of a sudden the inning gets away from them. They give up a 3 spot.
Must have just been a signal just to Kettleman, because notice that Van Brandt did not steal on the pitch either, but Cabral goes to make the tag. The throw beats her by a mile. So for Kettleman to avoid this tag, she goes in with both hands. Look at her left hand that is going toward the base, but then she stops it, picks it up to get her right hand to tag the third base bag and just sneak it in there by her fingertips. I'm surprised that Coach Harden wouldn't challenge that just to see if there was anything there that the umpires might pick up in the review center. What a move.
Oh, and Cabral, I think, was even surprised that she was even able to make that move. I mean, that glove was there waiting for her to slide into it for it felt like ever. Instead, runners at first and third. Bunt drop down, off the bat of Cooper, into home, Kettleman tagged out. The flip by Smith and the tag by Hickey. Beautifully executed by Virginia. And now here comes Shonda Stanton, perhaps going to challenge the call at home. That was a bang-bang play, and again, a head-first slide by Kettleman.
Indiana is challenging the play at home plate. Following play is under review.
And it has been confirmed, Amanda, Indiana is challenging the call of out at home plate.
It's the exact same dive that Kettleman made into third base. I mean, it's the exact same motion trying to get around the tag and avoid it with her right hand. Trying to sneak around the tag of Hickey. Well played, though, by Virginia's defense to pick up on the squeeze. I don't see anything that would overturn it. I think that Hickey's able to put the tag on her before her right hand touches the plate. And I don't see obstruction either by Hickey, another thing that they would be looking at. Squeeze is actually, Kettleman wasn't running on the pitch, so it was a safety squeeze to make sure that the bunt got down. And to me, that was the difference of her being safe and out. If she was running on the pitch, she's safe. But she waited to see if that bunt was put down as she kind of stepped off of third instead of exploded off of third. And Virginia, it gave them enough time to get her out.
Call on the field is out at home. Should this get overturned, it would be a 3-run lead for the Hoosiers. If it stands, it remains a 2-run game, and it gives Virginia the second out of the inning. Here's the call.
After review, the call on the field is confirmed.
Great job by Virginia's defense to communicate in that situation. Again, when you're on defense against Indiana, you have to be ready for anything. They might steal third, they might squeeze, they might do some kind of trick play. You just have to be on your toes against them. And in a high-scoring game like this, every run is going to matter, and that out matters just as much as not giving up that run.
The catcher, number 18, Avery Parker.
Not out of the woods yet. Indiana's home run leader, Avery Parker, with 20 bombs this year, digs in. Check swing she offered, according to home plate umpire Donnie Whitehead.
You see Indiana being aggressive on this Taylor Smith rise ball that's well out of the zone. I'm picking up on that. If I'm a pitcher, I'm noticing that I don't have to come over the plate to still, or even really close right now, to get them to chase a pitch. And I'm living outside of the zone. I'm not coming close.
Big swing from Parker, 0-2.
Expand the zone here. Avery Parker's home run in the first inning was on an 0-2 pitch. A mistake right down the heart of the plate. You have to expand here.
Smith gets a strikeout of Parker to slam the door on Indiana in the 6th. Who's keeping a 2-run game?
That was big. This explosive rise ball by Taylor Smith was needed against a home run hitter, and Avery Parker with a runner in scoring position. Taylor Smith putting up a 0 in the 6th inning.
What a race shaping up in the postseason, nonetheless, between these two greats. Megan Grant with 38. Kendall Wells just recently tied the all-time NCAA home run record, previously held by Laura Espinoza in the 90s. That, of course, was broken by Megan Grant in the Big Ten tournament. She's now homered in 15 of her last 19 games. She and the Bruins will be playing later on tonight right here on ESPN against Cal Baptist. We will get you out to California at the conclusion of this matchup between the 2 and 3 seeds of the Knoxville Regional. Winner gets Tennessee in the winner's bracket tomorrow. Loser will face NKU in our first of 2 Saturday elimination games.
And Megan Grant has been on a roll offensively. I think she has 15 home runs in her last 19 games, so really had a sprint there at the end to take the lead over Kendall Wells, who had led most of the year as a freshman in that home run chase, and then kind of slowed down a little bit. People had stopped pitching to her, maybe some pressure that she felt, all the things. And Megan Grant took the lead, currently in the lead as an individual, but Kendall Wells trying to make that freshman D1 home run record extend now to have her name in place for what might be a long time. For a freshman record, 37 home runs.
That's pretty amazing.
Still
And
has
it's
a
not
chance
over
to get
yet.
on. Right.
A lot of ball left to play for Oklahoma. Trying to get back to the Women's College World Series, where they have won 4 out of the last 5 national championships. Good strikeout there by Taylor Hess. 1 down, and she's now set down 5 in a row after giving up a pair of homers in the 4th inning.
Just able to paint this outside corner. Well-located pitch, about a ball off the plate, and she gets a swing and miss. And you're right, I mean, settling into this game after the home run that she gave up to Jade Hilton.
By the way, if you are joining us looking for that UCLA game, it will start on ESPNU at about 10:30, and we will get you to it right here on ESPN at the conclusion of this game.
UCLA's offense is just unbelievable. And talked about Megan Grant, but Jordan Woolry hits behind her. So the year that Jordan Woolry has put together, hitting over a 500 average, over 100 RBIs, and over 30 home runs, nobody in her sport has ever ended the year with those numbers. She would be the first to ever do it if she can keep that above 500 average.
What a season. Lined into right center, headed towards the wall, and a diving play by Goins won't get there. Stand-up double for Weismer, and Virginia with life again in the 6th.
These offenses have just been so good at attacking mistakes. Weismer gets a pitch on the outer half, but it's just about half ball in the outer half, and Goins does everything she can. Such a good athlete. This is a center fielder that has 2 home runs tonight, by the way, just laying out on the warning track, trying to make a spectacular play. I mean, we've seen her make unbelievable defensive plays in center field just out of her reach, and Weismer will be happy for a double, down by 2. Getting a little action going for Virginia after Hess had shut down 5 straight.
They will pinch run at second base.
Right fielder, number 27, Madison Green.
And Madison Green digs in, who has already homered tonight. Madison Razor, the pinch runner, in scoring position, tying run at the plate in the 6th. Every time Indiana has grabbed the lead, Virginia tonight has had a response. Trailed by 3 entering the 2nd inning, tied the game. Trailed by 2 entering the 4th, tied the game. Peel to first, did not go around, according to Bobby Martinez.
It's a check swing on that changeup that Hess went back to, just trying to get the call in the outer half and located a pitch well. And what a change in the AB to go from a 2-2 count to a 3-1.
Full count. Foul tipped, dead ball, according to Bobby Whitehead.
Just got a little bit of that changeup off the end of the bat.
And it misses low. And now the game-tying run is aboard in the 6th inning for Virginia.
Left fielder number 24, Jaden Griffith.
And due up for Virginia, the 9-hitter, Jaden Griffith, with the top of the order, and Jade Hilton looming, who has already homered twice tonight. And perhaps a pitching change first for Indiana. Don't miss a minute of the action from the NCAA softball regionals. We'll take you to the best live action on the 7 Innings Live show over on the ESPN app. You can see every game and every big moment on the road to the Women's College World Series only on the ESPN networks. Ella Trout will come in to pitch in place of Taylor Hess. What a season and really a resurrection of her career she has had as a sophomore in Indiana, transferring in from Georgia, where she made just 6 appearances last year. And on their run to the postseason, Amanda has become a highly relied upon arm for Indiana.
Going to be more down in the zone with her drop ball about 40% of the time. Will also spin up a rise ball, but with a couple of runners on in a forced situation and the way that Indiana is able to turn double plays, one of the best double play turning teams in the country, it would be huge to rely on that drop ball here and roll her infield a ground ball and a chance to turn a double play with Jade Hilton on deck, trying to take the bat out of her hands in this inning.
Indiana has turned 33 double plays coming into the NCAA tournament. That was 4th most in the country. If you're Jaden Griffith, what are you trying to do here against Trout to ensure Hilton gets an at-bat in this inning?
Trying to get something through the infield. And I mean, she does have some speed there at the bottom of the order. It's going to be tough to turn a double play, but just trying to put the ball on the ground through the infield, maybe power it up to get it to the outfield with a runner in scoring position, trying to get another run on the board and answer back.
Racer at second, Green at first. Go-ahead run at the plate for Virginia, who's have never led tonight. Griffith up the middle, into center. They will hold Racer at third. Ball gets away. Now she's going to come down the line. Every runner has to retreat back to their previous bag. And Jaden Griffith does her job, just as Amanda Scarborough predicted. And now the bases are loaded for Jade Hilton in the 6th.
All she's done today is hit 2 home runs. 1 in the 2nd and then 1 in the 4th. Both were home runs that tied up the game, using the right side of the field and then the middle of the field. She's been on top of mistakes. You have to be so careful in this moment if you're Ella Trout. Again, still trying to roll a ground ball, keep the ball down in the zone, trying to get her to ground into potential double play. The infield is actually going to be playing back. The middle infielders are, but there's also going to be a force out at home as well.
Jade Hilton's last 4 hits have left the yard. Upstairs, ball 1.
And when you think about that, her last 4 hits have been home runs, meaning that she's been hitting the bottom half of the ball. It's going to be tricky for Ella Trout to roll a ground ball here with the way that Hilton's been swinging the bat and getting more underneath pitches with power.
First 2 pitches have been nowhere near the zone. Nowhere to put Hilton. And Macy Eaton, a very capable home run hitter in her own right, on deck for Virginia. Tying run in scoring position in the 6th. Winner with a date against Tennessee tomorrow in the winner's bracket. (3-0) to Hilton.
I'm full taking right here. I mean, Ella Trout's not even come close to the strike zone. I mean, and if she swings, it needs to be right down the middle only.
Walked on 4 pitches. Virginia down 1 as Racer comes in from third base. And now the tying run 60 feet away in the form of Madison Green. Eaton in search of her first hit tonight. Time called by Shonda Stanton. What's your message here? If you're Shonda Stanton, bases loaded, you just saw your pitcher not throw a single competitive pitch in that last at bat to Hilton.
Just trying to remind her that she's okay. You know, probably going out there, remind her to throw a strike. We're ready to turn up a double play if you throw a strike. And you see her pitcher that just came in throw 4 straight balls and walk in a run. It's highly concerning. So the head coach taking it upon herself alongside the pitching coach, Shanda Bell, to go out there and talk to her pitcher and talk to her defense to try to calm her down. This is a huge moment, the biggest moment of Ella Trout's career, as you mentioned, transferred over from Georgia, and the biggest game that she's pitched in is right now.
Ella Trout came into the NCAA tournament having won her last 5 decisions. Shonda Stanton told us she's been playing free this year. Playing with some juice in the circle. They need it here with the tying run at third and the bases loaded. 1 down in the 6th, and Macy Eaton at the plate for Virginia. Already the single season program record holder for RBI. Drove in 63 last year. 3 runs batted in away from breaking that record this season.
That's a good looking pitch right there, well located, and Ella Trout needed that. You could tell that Macy Eaton just going to take until she got a strike, which is the right approach with how Ella Trout's struggling with her command.
Had thrown 6 straight out of the zone before that strike. 2-1 up the middle, off the glove of Trout. Run comes in, 1 out made at first. Tie game again in the 6th in Knoxville. Just keep knocking, said Joanna Harden in the 5th. And her team has done just that. And now Shonda Stanton out of the dugout, having a chat with her third base umpire, Megan Rabin. She's already had one unsuccessful challenge tonight. Now confirming something with Donnie Whitehead, her home plate umpire. And it doesn't appear like anything will be challenged or reviewed. Tied at 7 with 2 outs, and still Virginia threatening with Bella Cabral at the plate and 2 in scoring position.
Such good patience that Virginia has shown. This top of the order is so tough. There's so many veterans with Hilton and Eaton and Cabral, experience, and you could see that experience paying off in these at-bats, putting a ton of pressure on Ella Trout.
Ooh, got a piece of Cabral, and she will take first to load the bases.
I don't think that honestly is worst case scenario for Ella Trout. You load the bases, you free up your defense, have a force at any base. Bella Cabral is a more experienced and hitter that's proven herself than Reagan Hickey, who is about to come up.
Joanna Harden out to make a change with home plate umpire Donnie Whitehead. Has Reagan Hickey due up. And looks like they're going to send a pinch runner into the game here. They will pinch run for Cabral with Addison Thompson over at first. Well, don't miss the NWSL Sunday night on ESPN2. Portland goes head-to-head with Angel City. Kickoff is set for 6 Eastern. Watch it live on the Deuce. You can also catch it streaming on the ESPN app. Hickey with a chance to give Virginia its first lead of the game. In the air to left. It is foul. A long strike one off the bat of Hickey.
Make your heart stop for a second if you're an Indiana fan, and make your heart beat fast if you're a Virginia fan, thinking that was going to be a grand slam. But Reagan Hickey just being aggressive early in the count. And that's the difference that you see, right, between Hilton and Eaton and Cabral, who came up and were so patient to make Ella Trout throw a strike. And then Reagan Hickey sees one that she likes early in the count and just, goes for it. You want to put more pressure on Ella Trout in this moment. She's a redshirt freshman at the plate.
A couple of redshirt freshmen here in a high leverage situation. Hickey, a redshirt freshman for Virginia, has been hot lately. Hits in 7 of her last 8 games, including a single in tonight's game back in the 3rd. Down in the count, 1-2. Winner advances to take on Tennessee in tomorrow's winners bracket. Loser will face NKU in an elimination game. Full count.
Great takes. Took the rise ball up in the zone, took a pitch off the plate, down in the zone to work it to this count and nowhere to put her.
Trout has already walked in 1 run in this inning. Bases loaded, 2 outs, 3-2. Ground ball, third base, scooped in foul territory by Strader. Neither of these teams have ever made a Super Regional. Indiana played in a pair of Women's College World Series before the format changed to include Super Regionals. Playing with a lot of fight tonight. Both vying for a spot in the winner's bracket. Hickey up the middle. At short, Cooper to first, and that ends the inning. Again, Virginia came into the inning trailing by 2. They leave it tied at 7 as we head to the 7th in Knoxville. That's the trophy all 64 teams began the weekend chasing. By the end of the day tomorrow, we will whittle down to 32. These two vying for a spot in the winner's bracket tomorrow against Tennessee. Indiana has led 3 separate times tonight. In the very next inning, each of those 3 times, Virginia has found a way to answer and tie the game. And now we enter the 7th tied at 7. Matt Schumacher, the 2-time All-American, Amanda Scarborough. First pitch of the 7th is a strike from Taylor Smith. In the air to center. Good action in center by Cassidy Hudson, tracking that ball. 1 down.
The defensive alignment paid off for Virginia. They've been playing pretty big shifts all throughout this game and playing Josie Bird to the pull side. So Hudson out in center field was more toward that left center field gap.
We've talked about a lot in this game. Feels like this game started last year. One of the things you said that I thought was so interesting is with the way the offenses have played this year, it almost feels like every game comes down to whether or not you get to bat last. But the way that Virginia has played, Amanda, it's now shaping up that the team that has come from behind all night long will get the last at bat. And how important it is for Taylor Smith to keep a 0 on the board here in the top of the 7th.
Which is really good stuff, getting to face another lefty here. But believe me, it has been on my mind too as Virginia just continues to tie up this game and not go away. Indiana has been so good at responding as well. It's just been punches thrown back and forth.
Do the Hoosiers have another run in them here? With 1 down in the 7th. They have scored multiple runs in 3 different innings tonight. 2-2 strikeout of Strader. And 2 quick outs in the 7th for Taylor Smith. And now it's Ellie Goins with a pair of home runs tonight, starting back in the 3rd.
The ball has been flying out, and Ellie Goins has been so aggressive early in the count, getting a couple of mistakes and just not letting these mistakes pass her by. She has been looking to hit early in the count. Likely going to do the same thing against Taylor Smith here late in the game.
Eleven combined hits in the game tonight, 6 of those home runs. Both Goins and Hilton have a pair of home runs. There's already 7 players in the 2026 NCAA tournament with 2 or more home runs.
Well, and I want to reiterate that it's not like the wind has been blowing out, and that's why we've had a lot of home runs. Right now, and basically this entire game, the wind has not been blowing at all. So they are not wind-aided home runs.
Strike 1 to Goins. Some might say there's been negative wind tonight, and yet the ball has
Some
flown
might
out of
say
the
that.
yard.
And they might be right. Who knows what negative wind actually is? So they might be right, that person.
3-2 to Goins. Smith 1 strike away. 5, 6, and 7 due up in the Virginia lineup in the bottom of the 7th. Oh, wait a second. Goins, it appeared, had called time. Joanna Hardin is beside herself with third base umpire Megan Rabin right now. A strike was called at home by Donnie Whitehead, but the entire time Ellie Goins didn't even have the bat on her shoulders.
I'm really confused because I did not see the home plate umpire give a motion or grant Goins the timeout.
Nor did
you?
I.
Okay.
No.
So now we're talking to the third base umpire. Did the third base umpire grant a timeout somehow over there?
So the pitch clock there on the bottom left of your screen winding down, and it must have been an illegal pitch called by Megan Rabin at third base.
A pitch clock violation. So you need to have your hands separated by the time that the action clock hits 0 seconds. So that would be the call. 0 seconds had hit, and Taylor Smith had not separated her hands in her motion yet. So that was a strike. It will go down as a ball because of the pitch clock violation.
And because there were 3 balls, ball 4 allows Goins to move up to first base. What a massive mistake potentially there for Taylor Smith. Inning continues, and Brooke Mannon comes up hacking.
You can see the chases that Taylor Smith gets on this rise ball, and this is why Coach Hardin loves Taylor Smith. I mean, she's absolutely electric with this rise ball that she throws.
Mannon searching for her first hit. Transferring in the offseason from Arizona, where she was exclusively used in the circle in her 2 years at the U of A. Had not hit since her senior year of college, beyond just some pinch hit opportunities here and there. Now this year has DP'd regularly for Indiana. Runner goes, late throw from Hickey, well behind the slide of Goins. And now the go-ahead run in scoring position for Indiana.
Just continue to stay aggressive with the steal calls by Shauna Stanton, keep runners in motion. And what a big one there, moving a runner into scoring position. Indiana now has over 130 steals on the season.
10th stolen base of the year for Goins. Time called by Virginia.
You tell Virginia is still frustrated about that action clock call. Interesting.
That was bizarre there from Goins.
Interesting swing, you know, after the fact, trying to protect the runner. And again, Coach Hardin arguing potentially that, maybe still on the action clock, about being batter interference potentially, with how late that fake swing was. Things have officially gotten a little weird here. Once I think we passed the 10:30 mark.
This was an extremely late swing from Goins, and you could make, rather from Mannon, and you could make the argument, if you're Joanna Hardin, that it did interfere perhaps with the throw of Reagan Hickey.
Well, yeah, and Reagan Hickey, that was also a pitch right at the bottom of the zone, trying to stick that pitch, try to frame it to get it a called strike for Taylor Smith. You know, there's just a lot going on for a catcher in that situation because you want to help out your pitcher. Every pitch and strike call is so important. Maybe forgot about the runner at first base that she could be going. The dugout wasn't loud enough.
3-1 to Mannon. In the air to left. Tailing foul, and it will get out of the reach of Jaden Griffith.
And we talked about how strong Taylor Smith is against left-handed hitters. And against right-handed hitters, the average is up 80 points. The slugging percentage is up almost 300 points. So slugging off of lefties or against left-handed hitters, the slugging is 183 off of her. Against righties, it's 463. So righties have a much better chance for an extra base hit.
Back-to-back walks with 2 outs. And the inning continues for Indiana.
But I think that's another one of those situations with a righty up and Mannon. You know the numbers. First base is open. You have 3 lefties due up after Mannon hits as a righty. This is why Taylor Smith is in. They prepared her for these matchups against lefties that she's very comfortable in attacking and getting outs on.
And that catches Haberstroh. After 2 quick outs in the inning for Taylor Smith, a pitch clock violation walks Goins. She's since given up 2 free passes to load the bases. And what looked like was going to be a quick, smooth inning for Joanna Hardin's Virginia Cavaliers, going into the bottom of the 7th with a chance to win it, has now completely flipped. Cassidy Kettleman comes to the plate with a chance to give Indiana another lead tonight.
Bella Cabral at third base with these speed-type players for Indiana, like a Cassidy Kettleman, is playing halfway up the line. I mean, she is just right in their face, anticipating a bunt or something in front of her. Kettleman, not a big power type hitter, so the infield is thinking something on the ground, something in front of them, force it any bag, and if they go to one, they have to be quick with Kettleman's speed. And Cabral trying to give herself that advantage playing up the third base line.
And remember, they've got the outfield shift on her as well, and she tripled up that center field alley, Amanda, and her first at bat tonight. One-two count, 2 down, bases loaded. Tied at 7.
We're not expecting her to hit it up the middle of the field. To your point, I don't think they were expecting her power either. They're playing really shallow. They're a little bit deeper now that she burned them in that first at bat, respecting the pop off of her bat that still could be there.
Ellie Goins, the go-ahead run at third base, 60 feet away. 1-2 strikeout. Taylor Smith with the bases loaded gives Virginia a chance to win it in the bottom of the 7th.
She sure did bend, but she did not break. She went through adversity as a freshman in this situation, bases loaded, 7th inning, and she gets the strikeout after 3 free passes. Virginia has her chance to walk it off in the bottom of the 7th.
What a wild first day of the Knoxville Regional. Tennessee was tied 1-1 with Northern Kentucky entering the 6th. Escaped the upset and found their way into the winner's bracket. Indiana and Virginia have battled to the bottom of the 7th, tied at 7. Winner gets Tennessee tomorrow. Loser will play in the first of 2 elimination games on Saturday. Matt Schumacher, Amanda Scarborough with you. Indiana has led 3 separate times tonight, including 3-zip to start. And in each successive inning, Virginia has found a way to answer and tie, and now they have a chance to carry their first lead of the night right off the field and into the winner's bracket with a walk-off here in the bottom of the 7th. Ella Trout back in the circle for IU. Came in to relieve Taylor Hess in the 6th. Had some difficulty with her control. Takes on 5, 6, and 7 in the Virginia lineup here. Cassidy Hudson leads it off. Ella Trout gave up a hit to the first batter she faced and then threw 6 consecutive balls, including a walk to drive in a run in the 6th. 2-0 count here to Hudson. That doesn't look like it's missing by much, Amanda, but now a 3-0 count.
Yeah, especially when you're having trouble throwing strikes. You need a pitch that might be a little bit off the plate. You need a call like that to go your way. And instead it goes the way of Virginia, who's continued to have a good eye at the plate with the lack of command that Ella Trout has shown.
Hudson tonight 0 for 3 with a pair of flyouts, including one in the left. This one down the left field line, it'll tail foul. And Ella Trout wants a different softball. Full count here to Cassidy Hudson, with Alex Call due up next for Virginia. And that misses. A walk to begin the 7th. And the game-winning run is aboard for Virginia.
Next up, second baseman, number 9, Alex Call.
Time called by Indiana head coach Shonda Stanton. Might be seeing another pitching change here. Indeed, we will. Taylor Hess. No, I beg your pardon, Aubrey Hooks is going to re-enter this game for Indiana. She started the game and exited in the 4th.
Now pitching for Indiana, number 44, Aubrey Hooks.
It's been a while since she's thrown. This has been a long game, and she came out, let's see, was that back in the bottom of the 4th that she came out? Hard thrower, another freshman. We've seen a lot of freshmen pitch in this game in big moments. Gonna bring a heavy ball too. Heavy down, 68, 70 miles an hour. Did struggle at times to find the strike zone and has, as of late, struggled to find the strike zone. Started out with a lot of command to start the season, but her past few outings has walked a few more than she would like.
Has given up a pair of home runs in tonight's game. One to Jade Hilton, the other to Madison Green, who is set to come to the plate 4th in this inning for Virginia. First, you got to get past Alex Call. Walked and grounded out so far tonight against Hooks. Call squared to bunt. That has to feel like a lonely place in the circle right now for Ella Trout. Struggling to find the zone in a tie game. Bunt deadened in front of home, fair ball. Parker wanted to go to second and instead opted for the easy out at first. Call does her job, and the go-ahead run and game-winning run in scoring position.
Yeah, you're right. She was playing with that aggressive mindset, knowing that the game-winning run is now in scoring position, thinking about going to second, but also understanding that an out is so important.
And now the Who's will pinch run for Hudson.
At second base, number 6, Kamar Woody Jiggett.
Kamira Woody Jiggets comes into pinch run at second. Ball one to Weismer. In the air to right. Drifting back, Van Brandt from second makes the catch, 2 gone.
What a big out for Indiana and an unproductive out for Virginia. Just a lazy fly ball, not an out that can advance the base runner an extra 60 feet.
And now Madison Green, can she square one up again against Aubrey Hooks? Homered off her in the 4th. Part of a 2-home run inning for Virginia to tie it.
When Aubrey Hooks started this game, she was doing such a good job of living on the corners and working both sides of the plate. Then as the game went on, she went deeper into it. She started to make more mistakes over the heart of the plate. Remember, that's what got her into trouble, was because she throws with such good velocity. And it looks like actually Avery Parker is setting up well in the outside corner just to potentially work around the home run hitter in Green with where she was set up. You see Parker just wanting to intentionally walk her here.
To get to the 9-hitter, Jaden Griffith. Who has walked and grounded out tonight against Hooks. Singled back in the 6th. And now 2 aboard with 2 down. Game-winning run in scoring position. And Jaden Griffith comes to the plate for Virginia.
Such a great swing in her last at bat in the 6th inning. Being able to hit a line drive through the infield. The one thing that walk does do is create a force out for your infield at any base to take a little pressure off them.
Jaden Griffith may not have the pop as some of her veteran teammates, but she is one of the toughest to strike out in the ACC this year. Going down swinging and missing once every 17 at-bats. And time called by the freshman at the plate. Oh, one up the middle, in the center. Game-winning run coming home. Tag at the plate, in time! Indiana forces extra innings. What a throw by Ellie Goins. And the tag by Avery Parker to send us to the 8th in Knoxville. And
wow.
It appears we may have a review. Here's another look.
Goins, do or die play, meaning she has to go all in on the side of her body to get this ground ball and come up throwing. What a tag by Avery Parker that was on the first base side of her body to then go to the third base side for the tag.
And to hang on to the ball.
And to hang on to the ball, game on the line. Goins, what a gamer she is. We've seen her hit 2 home runs at the plate, go all out in center field. And then Avery Parker, the senior, stopping that run from scoring. That could have been a walk-off. If that is not played proper, there's so many things that have to go right in that play, Matt. You have to field the ball cleanly in center field. You have to make a great throw that your catcher can handle. Your catcher has to field the throw cleanly and then put the tag on cleanly. So many things have to go right, and they absolutely did for Indiana to save a run.
Think these young ladies are having fun? They found the center field camera.
And I think, too, the positive part for Indiana and how Avery Parker played that is that I think that she avoided obstruction. I mean, the throw kind of helped her. It was on the first base side, so she wasn't going to put herself in an obstruction manner.
Here's Megan Raven.
After review, the call is confirmed.
Wow. What a play by the Indiana defense. Starts with the throw from Goins and the tag by Parker.
Goins is an absolute star. What a game that she has had tonight. The home run hitter with the outfield assist, the tag by Parker. Okay, we're going to go ahead and go on to extras.
What a play to end the bottom of the 7th. Ellie Goins on a center field base hit by Jaden Griffith had to come up with the perfect throw, Amanda, and a tag by Avery Parker to keep the run off the board. And Ellie Goins flourishing, shining in her first appearance in the NCAA tournament.
You know, she came over from North Carolina State, and Coach Shauna Stanton said, we told her when she came, you're going to start every day in center field, and we've seen why. I mean, she even laid out for a ball in right center field that would have been a tremendous catch, but you see the effort, how she leaves her feet, the arm, her first step, everything that Ellie Goins brings on defense out in center field, and it saved the game for Indiana.
Not to mention the 2 homers.
Right, yeah, there's also that too. A 161 hitter last year, hitting 2 home runs in the regional for Indiana this year.
Relishing the opportunity in her final season of collegiate softball. Van Brandt off the mitt of Smith at second. You had to make a quick play with the speed of Van Brandt. Call does, 1 away.
Shortstop number 31, Alex Cooper.
Alex Cooper riding a 19-game on-base streak. After walking in the first inning and then reaching on a fielder's choice in the 6th. Big shift on for the junior from Mooresville, Indiana.
Well, not just in the infield, a big outfield shift as well, as Hudson's playing more toward right center field, really opens up that left center field alley. A lot of space, big shift. Virginia has continued to do this all night long with their defensive shifts like this.
Cooper punches it foul down the left field line. One of a number of native Hoosiers representing the flagship program in her home state. Wears the number 31 because she grew up a basketball player and loved Reggie Miller. Takes ball 3.
Indiana, just the state of Indiana sports fans seem very passionate. I picked up on that. I know you're from Indiana, but talking to the players are very passionate about their sports, right?
Very. Passionate about their football team now, too. Cooper's punched out looking. Second out of the inning. Smith has rung up another, her 5th strikeout of the night.
The catcher, 18, Avery Parker.
Speaking of passionate sports fans, number 18, Avery Parker. In honor of Peyton Manning's 18. This is what she did back in the first inning to give Indiana the lead.
0-2 pitch, sent it out of here, and since then she's gotten hit by 2 pitches and then struck out because she couldn't help herself against a Taylor Smith rise ball on her last at bat. Just chased and ended up getting herself out.
Pops it up behind home, giving Chase Hickey, watches it sail out of play. Parker is such a joy in this program. It's why she wears the captain's C. Has stepped into a new leadership role this year as a senior. First player in the Shonda Stanton era to be named a captain and to wear the C. Pops it up left side. That too gets out of play.
Well, you can tell that she's going to be a future coach. The way that she talks about the game, the way that she talks about her team, just her outlook, and the way that she articulates just really stood out when we spoke to her. You can tell that she is a leader. It's a good adjustment from her previous at bat where she chased that rise ball up and out of the zone. This is a player who quietly sat behind 2 of Indiana's best in the lineup last year, Taylor Minnick and Bree Copeland.
Couple of All-American bats. Parker herself, a multi-time All-Big Ten selection. Lives the Indiana standard. 2-2 count, 2 down. Ball 3.
Now it's going to be interesting because Taylor Smith has wanted Parker to chase like she showed in her last at bat, but now she has to come to her. You know Avery Parker is going to be looking to hit and drive the ball out of the ballpark.
That's a strikeout looking. Back to back for Smith. 6 on the night, and again the Hoos can win it in the bottom of the 8th.
I did not expect Avery Parker, the senior, Indiana's career home run leader, to take a pitch this close, but Taylor Smith, that rise ball is on all different levels tonight. Virginia going to try another attempt to walk it off.
Well, Jade Hilton will lead it off for Virginia. 2 homers tonight, one of them a 3-run bomb in the second inning to tie the game. Then in the 4th, down 1, solo shot to dead center again to tie the game. Her last 4 hits have left the yard, and she got a taste of Chestnut the horse, their home run prop, twice tonight in the dugout. You said it, Amanda. She may go down as one of the greatest hitters in program history. May end up having that number 10 jersey number retired. Will now take on Brooke Mannon in the 8th with a chance to win it.
I mean, what a big moment to pitch in this regional with the game tied, extra innings. We've seen Brooke Mannon swing it. This could be the first time we see her pitch it.
This is upstairs. Last time Hilton came to the plate, she was pitched around, seemingly. Got 4 straight pitches out of the zone to walk in a run. She has hit over 550 this year when leading off an inning. 2-0.
And it's been how freely she's been swinging Hilton early in the count. You think of both of her home runs, and she attacked, I think, the first strike that she saw in both of those at-bats. Swinging very early, very aggressive. She's got to be hunting early again.
Simplified her approach again, coming into the NCAA tournament after going on a bit of a slide Went 2 for her last 17 before postseason play began. Those 2 hits, of course, were home runs. Sitting in the driver's seat here with a 3-1 count. And takes the ball out of the zone. Game-winning run is aboard for Virginia. And in steps Macy Eaton. Has 1 run driven in tonight, though she seeks her first hit of the 2026 NCAA tournament. And as Shonda Stanton typically tries to do, she leaves all options available to make changes in the circle. Kept Aubrey Hooks in the game defensively, and now she will re-enter, it appears, for the 3rd time tonight in the circle.
The 10:30 mark was when this game really started to go off the rails. So we've had about an hour of just like some kind of crazy different things, but the only thing that we haven't had is scoring.
That young man's been passed out for an hour at least. This game, first pitch, well over 3 hours ago.
So this will be the 3rd appearance in this game
for Aubrey
Hooks, who started this game.
And has relieved in this game twice.
All right, now I'm going to check to make sure that we have the outfielders correct in this game. All right, we do know Ellie Goins is still going to be in center field. She's going to be a mainstay. She's never going to move.
You cannot take her out of center field. Haberstroh is now in right. Kettleman is in left. So that is the original alignment with which Indiana started the game. Goins, of course, had that unbelievable throw to home to keep the game-winning run off the board in the 7th and send us to extras. She also has a pair of home runs tonight, playing in her first NCAA tournament after transferring in from NC State. Game-winning run aboard, nobody out. Macy Eaton at the plate. Hilton does have the ability to steal. Led the team this year with 15 stolen bags. Might they send her to put the game-winning run in scoring position? Rally caps are on in the Who's dugout. Eaton into center. Goins comes in to make the play.
Just glides on over. It's that first step that she's just so good at. A well-struck ball by Macy Eaton. Not going to have anything to show for it. She is 0 for the night. That was a good swing, and Goins can just cover a lot of ground quickly.
Bella Cabral, backhanded, bobbled. Bird diving to the bag, beats her. 2 down as Hilton moves into scoring position. What an effort by Josie Bird.
And understanding, you know, her positioning and how hard that ball was hit, knowing that she's going to have to be the one that makes this play, playing well off the line, still went to her backhand, knowing that Van Brandt was playing more up the middle of the field, so she knew that she had to attack it, a hard hit, and then dived at the bag for the 2nd out.
The redshirt freshman Reagan Hickey. Check swing, appeal up to first, went around according to first base umpire Bobby Martinez.
That ground ball to Josie Bird at first base too was 73 miles an hour off the bat, high exit velocity.
Smoked. Hickey does have a base hit tonight. That came against Hooks in the third. Down in the count, 1-2.
I see a lot of nervous family members and parents in the stands because at this point it is really all that's left, and some Tennessee parents and fans still here.
Winner will play Tennessee tomorrow, early, mid-afternoon in the winner's bracket. Loser will face Northern Kentucky in our first of 2 elimination games tomorrow. 2-2 pitch to Hickey. Game-winning run in scoring position in Jade Hilton. Full count.
Not giving in to Hooks, throwing her off the plate, wanting her to chase, taking pitches to get to this one right here, hoping that Hooks is going to make a mistake.
The payoff from Hooks. In the air to center. Goins tracking. It is off the wall. And Virginia walks it off. The redshirt freshman Reagan Hickey delivers for the Hoos in the bottom of the 8th. And there is going to be a review. Donnie Whitehead has just made the signal. Here's the call.
Indiana is challenging that the runner left early at second base. The following play is under review.
And Indiana has challenged that Jade Hilton left early at second base. Here's another look at it. And this is really your only course of action when a game-winning run has just been scored, just to see if you can get it overturned.
And again, look at Ellie Goins literally trying to run through the wall. A ball that's hit anywhere in center field. She thinks she has a chance to make a play, but it's going to be Reagan Hickey that got it past her. Ellie Goins could not step up and make a play this time. Reagan Hickey, the redshirt freshman, being able to come through for her team. Great at bat. Took pitches off the plate to get one where Hooks had to come more on the plate because of her eye. What a great at bat going opposite field for the game-winning hit for the Virginia team.
And now Virginia, in a little over 15 hours, will be back on this field to take on Tennessee. Meanwhile, Indiana will be playing for their season tomorrow afternoon against Northern Kentucky. Assuming the call stands.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed.
Reagan Hickey is the subject of our Capital One rewarding performance tonight. The redshirt freshman, Amanda.
It's got to be her, right? Giving Virginia their first lead of the game. They had tied it. Indiana then pulled ahead. They tied it again. And then how important is it to have the last at bat, a walk-off RBI for Reagan Hickey to finally give Virginia the edge and the lead for the first time in this game. What a fight back and forth in this game. Both teams, I think this is more of what we're going to be seeing tomorrow here at the Knoxville Regional.
The bracket positions for elimination Saturday have been set. Tennessee and Virginia in the 1-0 game. Winner advances to the regional final. Loser will play in our second elimination game and await the winner of Northern Kentucky and Indiana. What a day here in Knoxville. Both games highly competitive. What does tomorrow have in store? Virginia walks it off. First walk-off in the NCAA tournament in program history. Their 5th win as a program in NCAA tournament play. For Amanda Scarborough, our entire ESPN crew, Matt Schumacher saying good night from Knoxville. Let's get you out to the West Coast for UCLA and Cal Baptist.